So Nick, for you, the journey from singleness to dating to committing to a relationship, it's not been without its challenges, has it?
I've struggled immensely with the whole topic. It would stress me out for so many years. So I'm 27 now. I am now in a relationship, but I was actually single until I was 26, which is a really long time, I know. And I wouldn't even put myself in a position to even date people. I did date people before I actually was in a current relationship now. So I had dated people, but I wouldn't even really put that much effort in because I was too afraid of it. There were two main challenges, I guess. One was me, and the other one I think is...
So honest, can I just say?
Oh, I'd say 90% of the problem is me, and I'd say 10% of the problem is, I think, the male condition today. And
should we talk about you first then?
Let's do me. Well, it's 90% of the problem, so it makes sense to do the big stuff. I had super low esteem for years. I thought so low of myself, and was therefore convinced that nobody else would like me. Right. So I wouldn't even put myself in that position. Right. I was just terrified of women because I actually just didn't think well of myself at all. So at school, just ignored girls. At university, ignored girls. Nobody could understand why. They all thought it was weird. But actually, I was just putting barriers in place just because I couldn't allow someone to find out that I wasn't great, even though everyone's great. Everyone is great. But I thought I wasn't great and therefore wouldn't allow anyone in. So at the same time as being petrified of women, I also put in measures that would prevent me from even going there anyway, where I said to myself I would only come out of my shell if someone with the beauty of a supermodel and the brains of Albert Einstein would come along. Therefore, just completely impossibly high standards. Because I was convinced it wasn't worth coming out of my shell because being vulnerable was too hard, unless just the perfect person who doesn't even exist came out and drew me out of my shell. I found that really, really hard. So at the same time, I really wanted a relationship. So there was kind of an idealization of relationship at the same time as a fear of relationship, which is just ridiculous, but I think more common than people realise. Right. Don't actually talk about it. And the second thing that I've struggled with is, and I hope, I think it's more common. I think maybe, I don't know, the guys might launch at me in a minute. But as males, we are very visual creatures, incredibly visual, and I think there's this mentality that social media is a lie. And social media, I've struggled with because it projects everything you see is perfect. Everything you see, everyone has a flawless life. Everyone has a flawless wife. Everyone has a flawless. Yeah, that's girl. I like that. But I wouldn't allow myself to not have that. There's this mentality, I believe, with men that there's a grass is always greener situation. It's like I wouldn't commit to that fully. I think a lot of men aren't as committed to a relationship or even getting into a relationship in the first place because there's a mentality, but what if there's something else? And I think generally people struggle to commit. I know I definitely have. At the same time, we are very visual creatures, and I think looks do play importance. And even shame to say, but even in relationship, I have struggled with that, where I'm constantly, even today, I have to really, really desperately try hard. I need to be committed to this one girl because I've lived for so many years where I'm looking elsewhere. Exactly, I try my absolute hardest to be the best boyfriend I could be for her. And I'm battling that condition that I think has been set in society by social media, by just a condition that didn't exist 20 years ago.
To finish off the story for you now, you are now, as you said, currently in a committed relationship. And if you had a word of encouragement for someone who maybe can see themselves in your journey? I
would say that if you are idolising relationship, if you are so desperately searching for a relationship, you will never find it. At the same time, if you're so fearful of relationship, you will... Those two things, just you will not get anywhere. And I think you need to get to a place where actually you recognise that you are a 100%, you are a complete. Being in a relationship doesn't make you any more complete than you already are. Everyone is 100%, I'm 100%, you're 100%, Byron's 100%, everyone is 100%, and being in a relationship doesn't make you any more than you already are. And if you are set in knowing that you are perfect and recognising that you don't need anyone to make you any better, relationship is a great thing, and I really enjoy being in one, but it's a bonus in life. Right. It's a wonderful gift, and I think if it happens, it happens, and that's great. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't make you any less worth.
Wow.
you're perfect. And I think recognising that for me or for anyone else, I think is key to actually getting anywhere personally.
Thank you so much. Thank
Okay.
you. Great. You couldn't get out of that seat quick enough.
I'm quite happy being on my own, and that would be the end of it. So for many years, I'd look at myself and think I could never see myself getting married just because of my own personality and how I was. I just thought I'd never think about how would I ever overcome that.
Yeah.
And I was quite happy in the position I was in. So yeah, that's mainly why.
But now you're married to one of my best friends.
Yeah, who's a total extrovert.
Complete opposite.
Complete opposite. I know.